views of what we've accomplished over the last 5 months and what my vision is for the city. So we're very excited about that. Yesterday, or I should say, a couple of weeks ago, I went up to Carson City to be a witness in favor of the COPS bill. 30 years ago, a bond issue was passed to provide funding for hiring new police. 825 Metro officers are paid by this bond issue. It is just about to expire in 2026. So we've gone up to the legislature to ask them to continue this program so we can continue to have those 825 police officers employed by Metro and continue to keep our community safe. And I understand that as of yesterday, the COPS bill, as it's called, passed out of the Senate and is now headed over to the Assembly. We're having a special meeting, the City Council meeting on Monday, just to vote on a resolution that we're going to take up to Carson City to remind all of our legislators who are working very hard right now that this is very important to both the city and the county. And I believe the county is having a special county commission meeting this Saturday, and we're going to wait till Monday, but we'll get ours done too. And so that'll be 12:30 in the afternoon on Monday. Well, I'll be in the City Council chambers. In addition to that, yesterday at our City Council meeting, we received a report from the Gwynn Center about the need for affordable housing. And most of what they talked about is housing in the middle, not low-income housing, not high-income housing, who doesn't need any city help, but the tremendous shortage that we have. And as you can tell from all of our city council meetings, we are in the process of approving a number of projects throughout the city of Las Vegas to close this gap a little bit. And so we're looking forward to providing as much, when I say affordable housing, I'm talking about housing that hotel workers and teachers and police officers and firefighters, solidly middle income people can actually afford. And I always tell the story that when my family first moved to town, a few years after we got here, we bought our first house ever, and it was here in Las Vegas, and it cost $33,000. And as most people know, my father was a waiter when I was growing up, and it was affordable. It wasn't the Taj Mahal, but it didn't have to be the Taj Mahal. It needed to be a clean and safe environment for my sister and I to grow and thrive. So anyway, those are the things we're working on. And I wanted to just mention something else. You know that the City Council is committed to doing everything we can to protect animals in this community. And we are dealing with very bad human behavior, abandonment. You know, there was a little a dog that was found in a dumpster the other day. Why anybody would put their pet in a dumpster is completely beyond me, and it's disgraceful behavior. But we are faced with the aftermath of the abuse and the abandonment, and we're doing everything we can to help with the situation. I'm working very closely with a number of the rescues, and on the 9th and 10th, we are partnering with Hearts Alive, Heaven Can Wait, and the Nevada SPCA in order to do 2 spay and neutering programs, May 9th, May 10th. I'm sure you can go. If anybody's interested, this is free. The city is partnering in order to ensure that spaying and neutering is free. If you have a pet and you want to spay and neuter it, I suggest you come down to both events, either of the events, and get your pet spayed and neutered. In addition to that, we're partnering with the rescues to provide training for veterinarians. There's a new and improved way of doing spaying and neutering that takes less time, and we are paying for the training for these veterinarians so that they can do their job more effectively and more quickly. And so we're committed to continue doing this, and we will throughout the year. With that, I'm going to stop and ask if there is any questions from the media that I can answer for you. And Chuck, welcome. It's nice to see you.
Hi, Mayor. I've got a bunch of questions here.
Okay, I have a bunch of answers.
Okay.
They may not be compatible with your questions, but that's okay.
That's all right. We'll overlook that. So, talking about the museum, you're passing a budget, the council's passing a budget to, I'm guessing, to build the museum. I'm wondering where that money is coming from, but over and above that, once a building is put up, where's the budget going to come from to purchase the artwork that goes in the museum?
Okay. You asked some very cogent questions. As you know, and there's no secret that we had to tighten our belt a bit this year. I haven't seen the final budget that will be going to the legislature, but I know that we had to, with the Badlands settlement, which absolutely had to get done, with the increase in our PERS contribution for employees for their retirement fund, that went up this year, and our C-tax, our sales tax, is a little soft right now. So I'm not going to kid anybody into thinking we're flush. As you know, we're not a complete hiring freeze, but we're not replacing people unless they're essential. And everybody's essential. I don't mean to say that. But if we can wait a while, we're going to do that. There are a couple of number of projects that had been approved, and we're going to take a step back. That doesn't mean that they're not going to be implemented, but right now is not the right time. So we've done everything we can to ensure that we continue providing the services for the people of Las Vegas. Obviously, public safety, we are committed not to make any cuts with that. And so it's challenging for the next few years, but I am very confident in the city and our economic trajectory, so I think we'll be fine soon. This was to be built, and this is part of my conversation with Elaine Wynn when she was sitting exactly where you are, actually, when she was here. A large part of this funding, it came from her foundation and individual donations. And I am not on the not $500 donations, which I'm sure everybody will gladly accept. But I'm talking about multi-million-dollar donations to make this happen. She also negotiated a contract or developed a relationship with the Los Angeles Art Museum. So we will be getting a lot of our art from there. So I'm not sure the city is in the business of purchasing art for the museum. We are certainly in the business of accepting art for the museum. So I don't think it's going to impact our budget at all.
Okay, very good. So moving on to affordable housing, how does the city go about getting developers to build lower priced housing, and I'm guessing if they do that, they're going to take less profit. How does the city work with the private developers along those lines?
We don't have to reach out to private developers. They are reaching out to us. And I think our challenge is finding land within the city limits to so that the developers can build on that. Not everything is a multi-gazillion dollar. I'll give you an example. Yesterday's city council meeting, we approved a 22-unit apartment complex in the historic West Side, and that's going to provide 22 families with not low income, affordable housing. And I think that's very good. And there's a lot of infill in West Las Vegas that can be developing. And if this is successful, I think it'll be a harbinger of things to come. Lennar, as you know, just bought Cashman for $36.1 million. Their plan is to do workforce housing. Workforce housing, again, targets, for lack of a better word, teachers and firefighters and people that live and work in the city so that they can afford a home. I'm talking our place to live. I'm not talking about subsidized housing here. I'm talking about beautiful neighborhoods that people that our teachers and firefighters can enjoy with their families, not only a place to live, but a place to have retail, a place to have restaurants. And I'm very committed to making sure that that Cashman Center area in our community, which is very centrally located and very near downtown Las Vegas, is going to be completely revitalized, or in some instances vitalized, because that area of town has never been developed appropriately. So that's exciting as well. We have a number of housing developments, a couple in the art district and one in the medical district, Cedar Street in the medical district, that are going up as we speak. So I don't think that the city has to reach out to these developers. They are very actively reaching out to the city. Very
good. Excellent. So it's kind of a two-part question about veterans. Can you tell us anything about the new site for the Veterans Memorial?
Yes.
How is that developing, or is there a timetable on that?
Absolutely. I'm not sure of the timetable, but this is the dream of Councilwoman Frances Polensky. It's going to be in her area, in her ward, and she is working vigorously to make this happen. I know that on the day before, I think it's May 23rd, which I think is the beginning of Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to be joining her as we do a Veterans Memorial Walk, which I think is very important. You know, when I was in Congress, I had a Veterans Advisory Committee, and the genesis of the VA hospital, which is maybe in North Las Vegas, but it was in my congressional district, started with an idea from one of the advisory committee members. So I know how valuable the input of our fellow citizens are. And so I pledged during the campaign that I would create a mayor's Veterans Advisory Committee. I'm going to have a number of them, African American, Hispanic, veterans, and I plan to do that. I have been so busy that I haven't started it yet, but I'm committed to do that during the summer. We'll put everything together and move forward and just hear what my veterans have to say. And I think there's a lot of challenges on the federal level right now, and so I think the big question is, how are those benefits going to continue to flow, and how difficult is it going to be for veterans to acquire their benefits? As you know, 20%, it's been estimated that 20% of the homeless population in the city are veterans. And we just recently had a gentleman come up to this office, again, sitting where you are, talking to us about his vision, and he says he has the funding for an 800-bed homeless veterans facility that provides wraparound services, and he wants very much to build that in the city of Las Vegas, and we're looking for land for him to do that, which would be compatible with the neighborhood and actually get 800 veterans off the streets. That would be a blessing for me.
Okay. Finally, then, have you named an outreach person for veterans for the city?
No. Okay. No, and I'm not sure that would be within my job description, but once I get the Veterans Advisory Committee up and running, I'll have a conversation with the city manager and see what and if we can do something like that, especially given the fact that we're not hiring right now. So it would have to be a volunteer that's willing to coordinate with me as opposed to a paid position in the city.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're always
that's all I
very
have.
welcome. It's nice to see you.
It's also a two-part.
Would you introduce yourself?
Ricardo of the Review Journal. Two-part question. Are you satisfied with the tentative budget for next fiscal year? I know there's a presentation on how things were moved around. And also, are there any concerns within the city about the economy possibly taking a dip and tourism numbers coming down? And are there any mitigating efforts to?
All very important questions that we're grappling with. Am I satisfied? No. I want gazillions of dollars that we can use to improve the lives of our fellow citizens. But you also, and especially in my line of work, not only are you aspirational, but you have to deal with what's going on at this moment and be practical. So we're going to do everything we can to protect the people in this community from any budget cuts that are going to impact. Obviously, very concerned about Medicaid cuts. A good portion of the people that get health care, especially children in our community, are on Medicaid. And we have a low reimbursement in the state of Nevada, and so this will only exacerbate the problem. So that's something we're looking at very carefully. You know, the state isn't exactly flush right now, so if the feds cut very important programs, and I'll give you an example, Meals on Wheels. I believe it is 100% paid from federal funds. That old people that are homebound, older people, I put myself in that category, but older people, older citizens that are homebound receive delivery of meals in their home. And it's not only the food that's important, and obviously that's life-sustaining, but it's having human contact and knowing that somebody in this community is going to do as an ancillary part of bringing in the food, just doing a wellness check. How are you doing? How are you feeling? And just sometimes that human contact keeps people going for another day. And so those are very important social programs. State is having its own challenges right now financially, so the state isn't going to be able to pick up the slack. And obviously the city, as I mentioned before, between the Badlands settlement, the increase in our PERS contribution, and our sales tax, C-tax is a little under projections, we would have a very hard time making that up. So watching very, very carefully. And again, I am very bullish on the city of Las Vegas. I mean, just look out my window at all the growth and development. We're going to be just fine. We may have a little dip right now, and we're going to be able to figure that out. But to my thinking, this city is solid financially and economically. We're going to continue to have people pouring in to move here. Good construction jobs. There's going to be a lot of them. And we need more construction workers. We're going to need more service workers. And when you do that and the population continues to increase, then doctors locate here. And we could use some doctors also, attorneys, every possible service from dry cleaning to restaurants. And if you go to the Art District on the weekends, that is one heck of a booming place. I had my son and daughter-in-law were there. My daughter-in-law's parents were here from Florida this weekend, so they did the usual tourist thing. They went to the Mob Museum, they went to the Neon Museum, and while they were in downtown Las Vegas, they went over to the Art District to enjoy their own little pub crawl. And I understand the place was packed, the businesses were packed, and it was very exciting. So I know we're okay. It's just maybe we have to take a little step back right now. That's all right.
And this is another immigration question. You had mentioned Las Vegas is not a sanctuary city. Have there been any conversations with the federal government relating to the
No,
demolition?
not with me. I haven't heard anything, and that was just stating a fact. Las Vegas is not a sanctuary city, but we have a very good number of immigrants. By the time I finished my congressional service, 42% of my congressional district was identified as Hispanic. So we have a large group of people here, legal, perhaps some illegal, but as long as they're working and taking care of their families and doing their jobs, I have no beef.
And a final question. Well, how's the relationship between the city and the federal government? Has anything changed since new administration came in place?
You know, look, I have, I served for 14 years, so I've got strong connections to Congress. A number of the people I served with, obviously, are no longer there and are not retired. They're not mayors of their cities. They're probably retired by now. But people do keep in touch with me, and depending on what side of the aisle you're on, they're either very happy or very unhappy right now. But I have a very close relationship with our congressional delegation. I've known all of them for years. Some of them were bridesmaids in my wedding. That was 26 years ago. So I know that if I need anything or they need anything from me, all we have to do is we're a phone call away. And I think that's very comforting for all of us, that things are good. And I'd like to expand on your question. I grew up here. There's very few people that I don't know, especially if they're in office, and for an extended period of time. It was very important for me that all the jurisdictions in Southern Nevada work cooperatively. To me, there is no competition. There's nothing that should keep us from working together for the good of our mutual constituents. And I'm very wedded to that idea. And so I'm enjoying working with the other jurisdictions on various issues, including animals. We're having a meeting in this room in early May, and representatives from the city, and obviously, the county, North Las Vegas, and Henderson will all be here meeting with the rescues and seeing what we could do together to make things better for these animals that are being harmed through no fault of their own. So it's issues like that that affect all of us. Most people in this community don't know whether they're in the city or the county. I guarantee if a pet crosses over Sahara Avenue, they don't know that they're in the county now. So it's important for us all to work together so we can do what's right for everybody in these communities.
Thanks, everyone. If there are no other questions, then thank you very much for being here, everybody.
Thank you. And we welcome the press to come to these meetings. I'm doing this twice a month so that I can communicate with all of our constituents. Show up. Thank you very much, and thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
How do I know if my event needs a permit?
I'm so glad you asked. You know your citywide special event needs a permit if you are doing something outside of the scope of your business license. So you're either having an event in the public right of way, which could include our city streets, our city sidewalks, or even our alleyways, sometimes in a parking lot outside of your business. That might also need a special event permit. Or perhaps you're having vendors or alcohol or food trucks and those sorts of things. Temporary structures would also require a special event permit, and those could be pop-up tents and even portable restrooms.
I'm a food vendor. How can I be a part of a special event?
So if you're a food vendor and you want to be part of a special event in the city of Las Vegas, if you're a mobile food vendor, you do need to have your City of Las Vegas mobile food vending license, as well as a recently passed fire inspection on your truck or trailer. If you don't have a mobile food vending unit and you want to operate out of a tent at a special event, you don't have to have your City of Las Vegas business license. Of course, it's encouraged, but you can operate with a vendor tag for the day. The cost is $10 per tag per day, and that's going to be part of the special event application process.
I have an idea for a special event. How can I get started?
If you have an idea for a special event, we would love to talk with you. Just give us a call at 702-229-6171 or email events@lasvegasnevada.gov, and our team is going to help you get all of the checkpoints in order that you need to meet in order to permit your event successfully. If you have other jurisdictions that your event impacts, don't worry, just give us a call, we'll get you started, and we'll make sure that everyone is included so you get all of the permits and licenses that you need to have a safe and successful event in Las Vegas.
How do I find out about upcoming events?
I suggest you find out about upcoming events by going to lasvegasnevada.gov, the Residents tab, and then click on Events. You're going to see all of the upcoming events and activities. You can plan ahead and enjoy all that the City of Las Vegas has to offer for our citizens and visitors.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. The moment I chose hope was when I couldn't look myself in the mirror anymore. I did not recognize myself. When you're in that moment, you don't know what to do, and you are grappling with your own internalized stigma and your own experience. Hope has to be loud to cut through your fears. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. Absolutely. So I'm so proud because I did not think I was gonna make it. And now, I get to call my mom and say I love her. I get to teach my son how to say, Mama, I love you. Yeah. So for me, hope in this moment, it's everything, all the colors in between. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
I'm City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. You're watching City of Las Vegas TV, your community connection.
City of Las Vegas TV brings you highlights from Mayor Shelley Berkeley's first State of the City address at the Smith Center.
On the sunny side of the street. One more, let me hear you. On the sunny side of the street. The mayor of the City of Las Vegas, Shelley Berkeley.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
After warming up the crowd with his velvet pipes, legendary entertainer Clint Holmes passed the mic to Mayor Shelley Berkeley. Well, sort of.
Clint, I've got my own microphone.
Of course you do.
I'm the mayor.
Kicking things off with her quick wit, Mayor Berkeley presented Holmes with the key to the city before delivering her first State of the City address.
I am loving every minute of the 14-hour days, 7-day weeks that I have been working on behalf of my wonderful hometown.
Since taking office, Mayor Berkeley has been committed to tackling the issues on which she campaigned. First,
the Badlands is settled. A 9.5-year nightmare is over, and the city can now move forward. Lennar has purchased the Badlands Golf Course and will build 1,440 homes on land that is now a giant empty hole.
Next,
Cashman is under contract for slightly over $36 million. Lennar, once again, is the purchaser with plans to build workforce housing on the property.
another priority, protecting animals. It's an issue
Due in large part to bad human behavior. Abuse, abandonment, and neglect of animals is unacceptable in our city. To this end, on May 9th and 10th, the city is partnering with 2 rescues to ensure that we provide free spay and neutering to people who would like to have this service for their pets.
The mayor says the city is also aggressively tackling backyard breeding. Another complicated challenge for our city, homelessness.
Human beings should not be living on the streets. I am committed to doing everything I can to help the homeless and protect our residents and visitors alike. In early June, I plan to start meeting with the shelters and groups that work with the homeless to devise a plan to get the homeless off the streets and be able to lead more productive lives in our great city.
When it comes to moving the city forward, the mayor spoke on economic growth and development, starting with Symphony Park.
Which is very exciting and very dynamic, just like the city we live in, the city of Las Vegas.
New developments like the AC Marriott and the Element Hotel by Westin, the Southern Land Company's 22-story apartment tower, all set to open later this year. There's the groundbreaking of Cello's 32-story tower, adding residential, shopping, dining, and office space, as well as plans for a new art museum. The mayor says it's just the start of many exciting projects to come. Speaking of new projects, there's Civic Center, a new addition to City Hall.
Which will bring almost all of our city services to one location in downtown, where well over 1,000 of our dedicated city staff will be working. In addition, the plaza will provide a large gathering place for our city residents. We are creating a fantastic space for concerts and festivals and community celebrations, like perhaps another Stanley Cup victory party. How perfect!
And sprinkled throughout the mayor's address, some lighthearted life moments. From the Golden Knights.
And by the way, these overtime victories are killing me. Killing me. Killing me.
To pub crawls.
I did a pub crawl recently to highlight our world-class pubs. I think that's part of my job, not drinking, no.
To humbling moments with kids.
She said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm 74. She said, "Oh, you're 2 years older than my great-grandmother." I asked the marshals to please take me back for more moonshine.
The mayor also touched on the hub of activity and economic growth throughout the city in the Arts District, the Medical District, Area 15, Northwest Las Vegas, and the push for progress on the historic West Side. And when it comes to the city she's called home for more than 60 years, the mayor says this.
So when anybody asks, what is the state of the city? My answer is Las Vegas is fabulous and our best years are ahead of us. Please join me in helping to make all of our dreams become our reality, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you.
It was indeed a very special night. Hey, and don't worry, if you didn't catch the entire State of the City address this time around, you can always watch it again on the City of Las Vegas TV's YouTube page. I'm Crystal Allen for City of Las Vegas TV. We'll see you later.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savebythescan.org.
everyone. My name is Brad Dossler. I'm the urban forester for the city of Las Vegas. And today, as we move into this spring season, we're going to be going through a demonstration on planting trees. This can be applied to trees of all sizes, different plants, but we're going to show you some different tips and tricks to get your yard looking good. Before we get into any of the actual work of planting a tree, the first thing that we have to discuss is why and where we're planting. What type of tree are we going to plant? So when you're looking to plant a tree in your landscape, you really need to consider the space that you're going to plant it in, and you need to consider the species and the mature size of that species. We chose a red push pistache. So red push pistache is definitely a heat tolerant tree. It does not have heavy water use needs. This is a tough shade tree out here. Now we're here at our planting location. We've decided on our species of tree. We have plenty of space for this tree to grow, no obstructions. We're going to talk about the planting hole a little bit. So when you guys are out there preparing to plant a tree, we want to dig a wide hole only as deep as the root ball. So you don't have to dig any more than is necessary, but we do want to over excavate the hole. And the reason for that is compaction. And so compacted soil really makes it challenging for a tree to get its roots out into the native environment. So we want to help the tree along to get established. So we over excavate the hole so that when we backfill it, it's full of loose soil that the roots can easily move into. So now what we're going to do is we're going to locate the root flare of the tree. In this case, I'm going to take this tree out of the pot so you guys can see a little bit better. But if you're planting something a little bit larger, like a 24-inch box tree, where you can't easily remove the tree from the container, you can definitely do this work with the container still on. So what we're going to be looking for is the topmost roots that radiate away from the trunk of the tree. So we want all of our roots radiating away like these lines, like spokes from a bicycle wheel. So when we encounter roots that are circling, those are the ones that long-term can be problematic to a tree. So as this trunk continues to increase in diameter, these roots can be restricting if they're above the root flare. These are the fine feeder roots that have actually moved up into this top layer of soil. The tree, as you can see by this staining already, this tree's planted a little bit deep and we haven't found that root flare yet. This is the root flare. This is where this topmost root is radiating out from the trunk of the tree. So this is the height that we're going to shoot for. So we're going to cover this back up, but we needed to locate this and then remove all the roots that could, in the future, kind of obstruct the growth of the tree. So now that we have the true height of the root ball, we'll measure that, and we're in only at about 10 inches. I'm going to show you here. We're going to backfill the hole so we get the appropriate height, and then we're going to place the tree and go from there. So we're getting ready to plant the tree. As you guys can see in the camera here, this tree has a really smooth exterior, and so that's a result of being grown in a smooth-sided container. Similar to locating the root flare, we're going to shave the sides of this pot. So what we want to do is we want to try and eliminate any defects that come from container-grown trees. So you can see this one kind of hit the side and then squirrels its way down. We'll cut that at the turn. There we go. So let's plant this tree now. We're going to take it, our shaved root ball here, place it in the hole. So you can see we got our tree, we're ready to go. We get a lot of questions about amending soil, adding organic matter, these kind of things. In this situation, we're going to backfill with the native mix, and this is how we plant all of our trees. So the concept of that is just that, even if we amended this small area, eventually the tree is having roots well out into all this native mix, so it needs to become accustomed to our soils, to the pH, to the texture. And so instead of creating multiple environments for the tree, we backfill with the native mix, and we choose trees that are well adapted to our soils and our climate. So we're just gonna give this rhubarb just a little bit of water. We're not gonna overdo it, but we're just gonna give them a drink. We've completed our planting of the tree. And anybody who lives here knows that, you know, we don't get enough rainfall to support plants naturally, so we're gonna have to install irrigation.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
We're checking in to one of the city's newest exhibits right here at the Charleston Heights Art Center. Hi there, I'm Crystal Allen with City of Las Vegas TV. The exhibit is called Vacancies, the Dead Motels of Las Vegas. We're going to take a step back into time, and I'll be your concierge tour guide.
From the room keys to the check-in desk, it's a nostalgic backdrop for an exhibit showcasing some of Las Vegas's most memorable motels. Properties which are long gone have been resurrected and featured in Vacancy, the Dead Motels of Vegas exhibit.
My dad was in the gaming business, and then so there was a housing shortage at the time in the mid 80s, and then so they wanted him to come to work right away, so they moved us into a hotel on the Strip, the old Desert Inn.
David Cooper is the creative force behind it. Blending his love of vintage Vegas and art, he created the drawings in this exhibit using ink and mixed media.
There's the glass pools there, is our first one and probably the most iconic in Las Vegas.
Located at the Mirage Motel, the glass pool opened on the Strip in the mid-50s. It was the place to see and to be seen, quite literally. This is Cooper's drawing of the Fun City Motel. It opened in 1952 under a different name. It sat next to the world-famous Chapel of the Bells near Las Vegas Boulevard and Sahara.
The chapel is still there to this day, and it's still like, you know, is the harbinger of bad decisions.
As for the Fun City sign now, its new home is on Las Vegas Boulevard, just south of Charleston. Take a drive up Charleston, headed west, and you'll likely catch this free aspirin and tender sympathy sign in the medical district. You'll also see it here in Cooper's exhibit. Dating back to the 1950s, it hung outside an old Union 76 gas station where the Park MGM and New York, New York now stand. A little aspirin and sympathy in one stop on your way out of Las Vegas. But many of us haven't seen the motels or properties they once adorned. Cooper said in some cases it was challenging finding old pictures of the motels. He blended what he found with his creative musings, and the exhibit was born.
Where the RC machine like in the Desert Isle might not have been there, but there was one there.
Each of Cooper's drawings is highlighted with a personalized frame, all thanks to Corey Rapugel. This is the Orbit Motel, which once sat where downtown Container Park is now. It was the site of the deadliest bombing in Las Vegas history, killing 6 people after a man set off dynamite in a room with his wife inside. Replogle shares his inspiration behind the frame.
And I just kept thinking of a Twilight Zone episode of just like why nobody knows why this guy did it. Like that kaleidoscope, like that hypnotizing kind of thing. That's kind of what I wanted to go with this.
Then there's the Blue Angel Motel and its iconic 15-foot statue.
And then I did these little, what I call like face splines. They go all the way through it, help hold it together to kind of emulate the old like ornate religious frames, like kind of like it's actually shining light.
Also, a nod to Shine a Light Foundation, one of the nonprofits supported from the sale of that painting. The sale also benefited the Klein Veterans Fund. Replogle also made the throwback check-in desk and the hotel room keys. And you can check in to this exhibit at the Charleston Heights Arts Center through the end of April.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Dustin Shalin. I'm the Special Operations Training Officer. And right now we're just getting into positions, getting our gear on. And so we'll be getting started in just a minute on the actual exercise.
He's gonna help you get in the harness this time. Perfect. I'm gonna get a little something set up for you so you're safe at the window. Perfect. And these guys are gonna pick you out of the window.
We're fortunate today. We have Mayor Pro Tem Brian Knutson that's with us today, that we're going to rescue outside of our tower.
Take you about, I don't know, halfway up, and we're going to come down, and they're going to grab you out of the window and then lower you around.
Totally ready.
All right.
So the way it's going to work is we're going to do that scenario first, and then we're going to have assignments that we give to all the different students, and they're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff at the same time.
Is the victim going to be in a harness and a helmet?
She's in a harness, helmet, and safety glasses.
Ground from roof. Hasty's over the edge. Copy, Hasty over the edge.
They have what's called a Hasty, so they have a rapid rappel or 2 rapid rappel stations over down this side. And so that would be for our initial rescuer to just get over the edge of a building and go down and meet up with whoever's being rescued. Find out if there's any medical problems, complaints that way. Maybe be able to put on a tourniquet or reposition an airway for that. And once they get that done, up top, they're creating another system, a lowering system. And what we don't see on the other side where it's anchored off is where we have 2 more rescuers over there that are managing the devices to lower the rope system.
Edge from rescuer, we're approaching 5 feet.
We'll be talking to the patient, finding out. He'll also be talking to the other Hasty rescuer, finding out what ailments our victim may have. Mayor Pro Tem Knutson is on the system right now, so he's hooked up in the harness. So we keep the person that we're rescuing underneath the rescuer, and that way we can manage them against the face or the wall that we're on. He has his feet up against the wall. He can kind of lean back and keep them out and away from that wall and any hazards that might be below him.
Victim rescuer on ground, flexes.
If you look over to the right, we got a little race going on. So anytime we go down a rope, we have to be able to also ascend a rope system. We need to be able to go back up. Let's go, Watson! Padilla's in the lead. Oh, Watson's coming up. Oh, he's gonna, there we go, let's go! Dig deep! Go, go. Come on, Watson! Ah! Give him a round of applause.
Mom, did you really need to buy 2 can openers for our emergency kit?
I can't help it. They're 2 for 1.
What's this?
We need to keep our family communication plan safe in case of an emergency.
Thanks, Tita.
We should think ahead to keep Mom and Dad safe when it floods this year. I've got an evacuation route loaded on my phone.
I've got an updated list of Dad's meds.
And I've got just what we need to get them to take this seriously.
Start a conversation with your family and plan together for emergencies.
What we did today was a hazmat response that turned into a mass casualty drill. And it involves multi-jurisdictional resources from private entities, the hospitals, and through the multiple fire departments in town. All of the fire departments in the Las Vegas Valley and all the ambulance companies in the Las Vegas Valley, along with Mountain View Hospital Resources, law enforcement resources, all participated in this drill. We also had some USAR people from Search and Rescue, all in the hopes to further educate our paramedic students here on the rigs that are in the Mountain View paramedic program and the medical students at Mountain View.
Everybody huddle up. If you can't hear me, get closer. Everything is code 1. Stop at all the lights, don't run your siren, etc., etc. When you telemetry to the hospital, your telemetry should start with hazmat drill, and then do your telemetry.
Hasbro Entry Team 1. We've got 7 deceased in the area of the explosion, 3 expected along the far west side. Entry Teams 1, 2, and 3 are actively extricating patients out of the warm zone.
Moving them out of the way.
I need.
When are they going to get here, though? This
They're
takes forever.
They're on their way right now.
He's going to die. He's starting to turn yellow. What are you doing?
Understand, we have to tag all these people, and then we're going to get them into.
But there's so many people here.
And we need to keep him out. Yeah, we need to keep him out of here.
But can't you just help him out?
We'll help him out.
He's starting to turn yellow, though.
Over there.
Need a transport, non-ambulatory on the west side. Friends copies. Need the on-scene rescues to move their journeys up closer to the decon line. I made contact with triage group. They want us to walk everyone down, so we've got about a 300-yard walk for each patient. We're going to be delayed through decon, getting victims to the transport corridor.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Spin them up and over. All right, spinning. Seatbelts.
I can't breathe.
Entry Team Leader from Entry Team 4. Enter the hot zone with 2. Entry Team 4 at top of your traffic, and then the hot zone with 2. When you're ready for the container, we're going to start deploying the beach. Copy, you're at the container, pressing the beach. Entry Team Leader for Entry Team 4. We're still working on putting the beach hit on. Entry Team Leader from Entry Team 4. Go ahead, Entry Team 4. The leak has been mitigated. We're going to make our way out of the hot zone with 2 right now. I copy. Leak mitigated, exiting the hot zone towards decon. Break.
All in all, the drill is finished almost an hour early. We estimated that it would take an hour longer to do all this, so I mean that's a positive for efficiency. But you know, hindsight is always 20/20. You can always go back and say we should have done this way and this that way. Hopefully, the folks that are involved in the drill can take this information and apply it to future incidents.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, Then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
We said we'd never break the 3-second rule. Never do that. And never become a minivan mom.
Hey, Chris.
As parents, we say never a lot, but never happens. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
The 70s was one of the most exciting times, I think, in our history.
It was kind of a rough and tumble town.
Ooh, polyester.
I wore the mini skirts and boots like everybody else.
People wore their hair long. I wore my hair long.
You had the women's movement, and then you had the civil rights movement, and you had the counterculture.
The 70s was a time when we were assessing, okay, where are we? Where are we going? How are we going to get there?
Beautiful music, beautiful. Okay.
Keep on telling yourself I'm not pretty. I'm not pretty, I'm not cool. I'm just one of those girls that peaked in high school. Be alright. Somewhere out there, my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend scrolling through my Instagram, tearing me down, passing the phone around like there's nothing better to talk about. Zooming out, zooming in, overanalyzing like the queen of the mean girls to me. But hey, whatever helps, keep on telling yourself I'm not pretty.
Them neon lights look good on you, so good on you, but we ain't got no room to move, no room to move. We need some space, and I know a place outside of town where it don't ever close down. No, we never close down. Yeah, we can two-step, put your boots on, baby, we can do that. Girl, cut a little loose, you can move that, move that. Oh yeah, I'll take you dancing in the country, Levi's in them low wings, spin you in some red dirt. I'll take you dancing in the country. Levi's in them low beams. Spin you in some red dirt. Sweep you off a boat. Out here where the sun sets. Silverado backbeat. You never wanna go home. You never wanna not be dancing in the country. Don't stop. Keep on dancing in the country. Don't stop. Keep it dancing in the country. Oh yeah. Keep it dancing in the country. Dancing in the country. Let's go.
Don't know where you at, don't know where you been. Don't know nothing about that boy you're into. Don't feel bad for you, but I feel bad for him. And all the hell you gon' be putting him through. Probably tell him we're a burnt out flame. Probably tell him that I ain't been on your mind. I ain't nothing but a long gone thing. You can cuss my name, but baby, don't you lie. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that truck in your drive was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in his bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy? Tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about? Are you thinking about? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Do you hide your phone? Did you change my name? When he wants to go to our go-to place, do you tell him you can't? Then go out of your way to be somewhere, any damn where I ain't. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that truck in your drive was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in his bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy? Tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about? Are you thinking about? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Don't know where you at, girl, I know where you ought to be. When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? When you're riding where he's driving, are you missing my street? Every time you close your eyes, tell me who do you see? When you're tasting what he's drinking, are you thinking about me? Coming over tonight, wish that truck in your drive was mine, just like you know it's supposed to be. When you're up in his bed, am I up in your head, making you crazy? Tell me, baby, are you thinking about me? Yeah, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me?
Here comes that sun coming up on this Gulf Coast town. We've had one hell of a time, but our time is running out. You're about to head back north, I'm about to head back west, but I gotta get this off my sunburned chest. I swear, I think this thing we got could go somewhere. Girl, I've never gone to Jacksonville, Georgia, but after holding you all night, I wanna. 'Cause this ain't a margarita, can I get your number? Meet me by the water, text, hooking up. See you next summer. See you next summer. All they say. I bet them hometown boys can't wait for you to get back. They're probably standing in line. Go ahead and tell them all that you met somebody at the beach and didn't want to say goodbye. Let's add one more on that population sign, yeah. Girl, I've never gone to Jacksonville, Georgia, but after holding you all this ain't a margarita, can I get your number? Meet me by the water, text, hooking up, see you next summer. See you next summer, all the same. I know we both gotta leave, but we don't gotta leave alone. You say the word, girl, and I'll follow you home, 'cause I can't wait all year to kiss you like I'm kissing you right here. Girl, I've never gone to Jacksonville, Georgia, but after holding you all night, I wanna. This ain't a margarita, can I get your number? Meet me by the water, text, hooking up, see you next summer. See you next summer, all the same. See you next summer. I'll see you next summer.
Always check the door before you lay down. Keep a glass of water by the bed. A dose of local honey will keep your nose from running. Little things like that she's always said. Never back up farther than you have to. Pray for those that don't have a prayer. Honey, trust yourself. You better love yourself. 'Cause till you do, you ain't no good for anybody else. And honey, boys are dumb, but you're gonna find you one. Love him hard and bless your heart. You need someone to listen. That's why I leave a light on in the kitchen. Pancakes just taste better after midnight. When you make friends, always be colorblind. Your freckles make you pretty. There's more to life than being skinny. When you feel fat, it's mostly in your mind. So honey, trust yourself. You better love yourself. 'Cause till you do, you ain't no good to anybody else. And honey, boys are dumb, but you're gonna find you one. Love him hard and bless your heart. You need someone to listen, and that's why I leave a light on in the kitchen. Well, honey, trust yourself. Laugh at yourself. If something tries to hold you back, get up and give it hell. And for heaven's sake, always have a place where you can do some crying and some bitching. And always leave a light on in the kitchen.
In my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world, baby, you're the only girl in mine. took the single out of my life. Now I can't wait to see you tonight in my CJC, messing with my rear view. No, I don't feel like me, girl, if I ain't got you. In my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world, baby, you're the only girl. In that picture in my pocket, on my cell phone when I lock it, it's all you, no lie, baby, you're the only girl in mine. Nah, there ain't nothing I want to myself. If it's up to me, there'd never be nobody else. In that blue beach chair by my side in the sun, don't even wanna be there, girl, if you ain't the one. In my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world, baby, you're the only girl. In that picture in my pocket, on my cell phone when I lock it, it's all you, no lie, baby, you're the only girl. In my head when I'm dreaming, in my Friday every weekend, all my days, my nights, baby, you're the only girl in mine. Yeah, you're the only girl in mine. You took the single out of my life. Now, girl, you'll always be the only one I wanna see. Up in my t-shirt, in my ride, running circles in my mind. Couple billion in the world, baby, you're the only girl. In that picture in my pocket, on my cell phone when I lock it, it's all you, no lie, baby, you're the only girl in mine. You're the only girl in mine. Yeah, you're the only girl in mine.
He said the way my blue eyes shined, put those Georgia stars to shame that night. He said that's a lie. Just a boy in a Chevy truck that had a tendency of getting stuck on back roads at night, and I was right there beside him all summer long. And then the time we woke up to find that summer gone. But when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we dance to all night long. The moon like a spotlight on the lake. When you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest and my old faded blue jeans. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. September saw a month of tears, and thanking God that you weren't here to see me like that. But in a box beneath my bed is a letter that you never read from 3 summers back. It's hard not to find it all a little bittersweet. And looking back on all of that, it's nice to believe. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we dance to all night long. The moon like a spotlight on the lake. When you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest and my old faded blue jeans. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. And I'm back for the first time since then. I'm There's a letter left on your doorstep, and the first thing that you read is when you think Tim McGraw. I hope you think my favorite song. And every time you turn music choice on, I hope it takes you back to that place when you think happiness. I hope you think that little black dress. Think of my head on your chest and my old faded blue jeans. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me. Oh, think of me. Said the way my blue eyes shine put those Georgia stars to shame that night. I said that's a lie.
I don't wanna spend another night alone, reaching for the space you left in our bed tonight. So I guess I'll call some buddies up, get gone, take another shot in some Broadway dive. I might give you a drunk dial just to tell you what you already know. Baby, I'm in trouble, steady missing you, I'm getting through another double. A white flag waving, come and save me. Might be reckless, but I can't help it. So if you could, would you just come back home? 'Cause baby, I'm in trouble. Baby, I'm in trouble. Heading straight for another memory, trying to stay afloat on this whole bar stool. Wishing you would call, but you won't. That it'll get better, but it don't. 'Cause Jack D and Jesus ain't you. Baby, I'm in trouble, steady missing you, I'm getting through another double. A white flag waving, come and save me. Might be reckless, but I can't help it. So if you could, would you just come back home? Baby, I'm in trouble. Wishing you would call, but you won't. That it'll get better, but it don't. 'Cause Jack D and Jesus ain't you. Baby, I'm in trouble. Baby, I'm in trouble. Baby, I'm in trouble. Steady missing you, I'm getting through another double. White flag waving, come and save me. Might be reckless, but I can't help it. So if you could, would you just come back home? 'Cause baby, I'm in trouble. knock it out, about to kick off the weekend. There's a stretch of blacktop, I ain't never seen a cop, so I'm pushing it a little past 10. Pulled a little money from the bank, put it in a tank, shined up the windshield glass. Don't know where the night might lead, ain't nowhere to be, but I gotta get there fast. There's a cold beer calling my name, feel a good time coming, got a new song humming, and the sunset's doing this thing. Feeling lucky as a 7, yeah, sometimes heaven is a pocket full of payday green. And my baby putting sugar on me, yeah, it's sure been a pretty damn good day. And there's a cold beer calling my name, yeah. Woo. Come on!
If there's a hillbilly rock show, I'll be in the front row holding up a red big flame. Or wrap around porch with a citronella torch. Yeah, you know I'm down either way. There's a chance that tonight might be the night that I wait. I ain't ever gonna forget, yeah, everybody's turning it up. I got a little buzz and I ain't even had one yet. There's a cold beer calling my name, feel a good time coming, got a new song humming, and the sunset's doing its thing. Feeling lucky as a 7, yeah, sometimes heaven is a pocket full of payday green. And my baby putting sugar on me, yeah, it's sure been a pretty damn good day. And there's a cold beer calling my name, it's calling my name. Yeah, there's a cold beer calling my name. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. Put a little chill in my weekend. Stay up all night, maybe sleeping. I'm gonna sip a little something, and I ain't gotta worry about nothing, 'cause there's a cold beer calling my name. Cold beer calling my name. There's a cold beer calling my name. Feel a good time coming, got a new song humming, and the sunset's doing its thing. Feeling lucky as a 7, yeah, sometimes heaven is a pocket full of payday green. And my baby putting sugar on me, yeah, it's sure been a pretty damn good day. And there's a cold beer calling my name, it's calling my name. Cold beer calling my name, it's calling my name. Come on, yeah.
It was right after senior year, just before the summer disappeared. We went riding them old farm roads, hanging out on the gate of his truck. We threw a blanket beneath the sunset, being brave as 18 gets. We gave each other more than our hearts, with the help of a mason jar, drinking watermelon moonshine. Cut the barn with a little light, parking back in them kudzu vines. drinking watermelon moonshine. We cut the barn with a little line, parking back and then cut two vines. I was
Hi there, I'm Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, proudly representing Ward 2. For 25 years, we've kept you connected to the community. Thanks for watching City of Las Vegas TV. We're honored to be your community connection.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director, David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, a device bringing safety and peace of mind to local seniors and homeowners, what it is and who's eligible. Plus, there are some wonderful events coming to the northwest area of the city. We'll tell you all about them. Joining us with all of this and more is the councilwoman who represents Ward 4. You know who it is, Frances Allen Polensky. Welcome back.
Thank you. Love
Good
to be
see
here.
you. We have a great discussion today about a very unique device. We're excited to tell people about. You're really spearheading this thing. Also, great events coming in to Ward 4.
It's high event season
It
right
is,
now. We
it
have
is.
beautiful weather.
Exactly, yeah. Spring and fall are our time. So, of course, you represent Ward 4 out in the great northwest area. If you're not exactly sure where Ward 4 is located, well, don't worry. We'll go ahead and show you on the map. Again, it is the northwest area of the city of Las Vegas. And if you live in this area or work in this area, then of course you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you are a resident out there, of course you're represented on the city council by none other than Frances Allen Polensky. So, Councilwoman, let's jump in. This is a good topic today. It's a device bringing safety and peace of mind to seniors nationwide. It's called a Knox Box. Councilwoman Polensky is taking the lead with a pilot program in her ward. For more on what the Knox Box is, how it works, and who's eligible, we're joined by two very special guests. First, the Community Resources Manager for the Department of Neighborhood Services. It's Pat Petrie. And we're also joined by Sherry Shoup, Assistant Fire Chief and Fire Marshal for Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Two great guests. Sherry, Pat, thank you so much for being here. Councilwoman, this is exciting times. Rolling out a new program. We think it's going to catch on.
Good stuff, yeah, going to make people safer.
I think that's the idea. So Sherry, why don't we begin with you? What is a Knox Box exactly, and how does it work?
Well, I'm happy to explain that, David. Thanks for having me on the show today. This is a residential Knox Box. This is something that's been available to commercial businesses for a lot of years for their safety, and now it's going to be available for residential homes. Basically, this allows the fire department to get into your home to help you without keys or without breaking the keys are inside, but without breaking the door or breaking your lock on your door. So if you're home and you call 911 and you're by yourself or you can't get to the door, only the fire department can open this box, and your key is inside and it hangs from your door.
Wow.
And that's how these work.
And then, Sherry, that thing is heavy and pretty indestructible, isn't it? It's not like somebody's going to rip it off your door and then go break it open and get into your house.
No, sir. They're very, very sturdy. You could run over it with a car and you can't get it open, you can't break it open, and it'll set on the door. Wind can't move it, nothing can move it and remove it once you've got it set on there.
Great advantage with this, Councilwoman. Again, you're unable to get to the front door. In the past, the fire department would have to...
Force entry.
Yeah, force entry, break the door, break a window maybe to get into the house. But with this, and only the fire department has the key, right, Sherry?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Not the police, no one else.
No one else. And in fact, if you were participating in the program, you have to have the fire department place the key in the box for you, right? Because again, they're the only ones that have the keys.
Yes, sir.
And those are carried on the fire department vehicles when they go out here, is that the
Most fire department vehicles and the inspector vehicles as well, so that we can place them in businesses or homes.
Okay, very good. Well, let's switch over to Pat Petrie from Neighborhood Services. So Pat, this pilot program, tell us about who's eligible for this and what the city's rolling out here. Councilwoman and Commissioner April Becker are behind this program to kind of get this thing rolling here in Las Vegas.
Sure. So we funded these boxes through one of our funding agencies through federal government community development block grants. So with that comes some federal regulations to make people eligible. So in order to receive a lockbox, they have to meet a AMI income level of area medium income level of 80% based on their household size. And with that, we can pretty much qualify them to receive a box at no charge. And then the fire department's going to go ahead and install those boxes for them at no charge.
Wow. Councilwoman, if you were going to have a Knox box installed yourself, what would the cost be approximately? It would be something you have to pay out of pocket for yourself. But this program, what Pat's saying is we'll cover it if you qualify, right?
Correct. Yeah, we'll cover it. If they qualify, we're going to make sure that we check everything and check all the boxes off and then provide them with a box so the fire department can install it for them.
Pat, talk a little bit about that. What are some of the things that people would need to be able to provide to verify their level of eligibility?
Really, all we have to do is verify their address and that they live in the jurisdiction of the city of Las Vegas. And then we would have to verify their annual income, and they can use a variety of documents for that. It can, if they're on a pension or Social Security or have employment, whatever that is, just something that verifies what their annual income is, and that's basically all we need.
All right, very good. Now, Councilwoman, you have an event coming up end of May for residents out in Sun City. That's kind of where we're rolling this out. Talk a little bit about that. The idea is to kind of get them familiar, maybe talk with Pat's people about who might be eligible, and see where we go from there.
Your initial question, how much? So if you were just someone who lived in Southern Nevada and went on the Knoxbox website, there are 3 different versions with slightly different pricing, but lock, stock, and barrel, shipping, taxes around $250. $250. So Pat is really, and his team, making this available to a lot of senior citizens at the free price point. Is amazing. It's really amazing. And we're working with Commissioner Becker. She's able to secure a different income stream or a line of money. So together we're bringing about $200,000 worth of Knox boxes into the area.
That's terrific.
So, seniors only.
And again, May 29th for folks out in the Sun City area. If you want to learn more, you can meet with the councilwoman, these folks in person.
Fire chiefs, chiefs, etc.
Sherry, talk about this is a device that is not new. It's been around for a while. What I love about it is the simplicity of it. It's just a very sturdy, almost safe-like place for your key that only the fire department can get in. It's going to save a lot of damage if they need to get into the house.
Exactly. These have been around for business applications for a lot of years. It used to be a way that fire departments would get into a building that was maybe having a false alarm in the fire alarm system, and there was no actual fire. You don't want to break the door to get in for something like that. The Knox box had the key to the building so that the firefighters could get in, silence the alarm, and find out what was going on without being destructive. The insurance industry supported it for a lot of years, which is why it was available commercially. But now the safety factor for residents who can't answer their door if they've called 911 and they're already down came into play. And so a smaller residential unit's available now. Same technology, just like a safe, like you said.
Yeah, it's very, folks, I got to tell you, that thing that Sherry's holding, that's stout. And it's heavy and...
It's much heavier than it looks.
Yeah.
Getting my workout.
yeah, you are, just holding that crazy thing. But it would take a lot of effort to try to break into that thing.
Very secure.
Yeah, really, definitely the case.
And it can be scary in a situation like this if you have fallen and you're unable to answer the door or something, and you're not sure what's going on. And then, of course, and at the end of the day, all the repairs repair that if the fire department has to force entry. So it's really a great tool to make people feel safe and secure and have that peace of mind. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, it's a great tool all the way around. Sherry, anything else you want to add? Pat, anything else you want to throw in there? This is a great.
Looking forward to getting this started. I think this is going to be a signature program.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, we're just looking forward to getting started in Ward 4 and hopefully in the future maybe expand it out throughout the city and be able to provide that to all our residents that would like to have one, and hopefully we get to that point.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what you'd love to see, wouldn't it be, Councilwoman, that people all across the valley are using these things?
I would. Widow, or you live at home by yourself, and then you're transported to the hospital. Maybe you do 3 or 4 days in the hospital. Your home is insecure the entire time. So just they can go in, they can lock up. That's most ideal.
Yeah, exactly right. And again, let's talk a little bit about opportunity on May 29th out in Sun City. Talk a little bit about that.
We're going to have the Knox boxes in hand. The Knox box folks are going to be there. Because it is so heavy, it's about a $23 shipping tag on that price tag. So for the folks in Sun City, there'll be no shipping because they're going to bring it there. And other than the cost and the tax, that's about as low price as we can get it for the seniors that don't meet the income minimum. So we got both of them covered. We're going to have the fire chief of the city and the county, myself, April Becker, and Chief Shoup, and all of her folks at Fire Prevention will be there to explain its benefits and answer all the questions. I know our senior citizens, we tell them always be concerned about fraud. They're on the tip of the spear there, where they're often taken advantage of, and I don't want them to feel that way about this. This is the most secure way that and safe way that you can allow fire into your home.
Yeah, and such a simple thing.
Concept,
versus,
yeah.
You don't need a lot of technology. You don't need.
You don't need Wi-Fi.
Right, exactly. Once you make that call, maybe you're wearing, a life alert. You hit the life alert, then the first responders are going to come, and they'll be able to get into the house again without having to damage the house to get in. And Councilman, let's emphasize this too. We're not just saying this is going to be for Sun City people, and this is a pilot program that's starting there. But ideally, what we'd like to do, as you mentioned, is to really see this spread out everywhere.
Citywide. If we had it on every home in the valley, the fire department could get in, could get out. There's no more toiling. Even with businesses, those businesses that don't have it are crazy, because in this town, a air conditioner in the evening on the roof catches fire. It happens a lot, more than you think. And if the firefighters have to break access into your business, at least if you're a food establishment, you're not opening the next day.
Right, exactly right.
Or probably for a week.
Yeah. And as Sherry mentioned too, sometimes if it's an alarm going off, the fire department's got to respond. There's nobody there in the building. They've got to get in to see if there's something on fire. And if you don't have a Knox box or a device like that, they're going to have to break the door to get in. So, well, good stuff, everybody. Again, Sherry Shoup from Fire, thank you so much for being with us. Pat, thank you so much. Now, you two are going to be at the Sun City meeting on the 29th. Okay, very good. So you get to see these folks in person, and Pat will help you through the requirements of who's eligible. It's an exciting program. We've been doing stuff in the city for a long, long time, but this is the first. This is good. This is good stuff. Kudos to you.
Hey, I know I ran into Rick, who works for Chief Shoup, and he was very proud because he'd sold 2 or 3 at a Sun City wellness fair. And I said, 2 or 3? We're going to get more than that time.
That sounds like you. Definitely sounds like you. Well, that's good stuff.
Well, the boxes.
Yeah, and I think not just for seniors. Sounds like a great tool for anybody out there who owns property that wants to make sure that first responders can get in without the damage that might have to come with it if you can't get to the door. So, all right. Sherry Shoup from the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, thank you so much. Pat Petrie from our Neighborhood Service Department, great job, you guys. And we'll see everybody on the 29th then. So, Councilman, you stick around. We got more to talk about. We need to take a quick break, but coming up, a look back at what's been happening in Ward 4. Plus, we look ahead at some wonderful events that you don't want to miss. It's right after this.
If you've been affected by suicide, you're not alone. Suicide is a leading cause of death that affects millions each year. In most cases, it happens when stressful life events overload the coping abilities of someone suffering from a mental health condition. And the most common condition associated with suicide is depression, an illness that goes undiagnosed or untreated far too often. But the research is clear. Suicide is preventable if we work together. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has set a bold goal to reduce the annual suicide rate 20% by 2025. We can save tens of thousands of lives, but we need the help of everyday heroes like you. People have suffered in silence for too long, and too many families have had to weather their losses alone. You can change that. We need you to be the voice for suicide prevention, and it can be as simple as reaching out to a friend, because talk saves lives. If you're having thoughts of suicide, or if you're concerned about someone else, assume you are the only one who will reach out. You can also join hundreds of thousands across the country for our Out of the Darkness community walks, and raise awareness of suicide within your community. Together, we'll bring hope to those affected by suicide, and raise awareness to save lives. Learn how you can fight suicide. Visit afsp.org today.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, we want to be sure to tell you about a great event that happened in Ward 4 a few weeks back. We talked about this the last time you were on the show. It was upcoming. The movie in the park, Secret Life of Pets 2. But this was a whole event around getting your animals microchipped and
Pet parade.
Yeah, pet parade, the whole 9 yards. So how did it go?
Oh, we had about 50 pets all dressed up to the nines. It was hard to choose. Great event, about 150, 175 participants. These family-friendly events are really what it's all about. If I could just do that and not all the other junk, that would be wonderful.
I know. You know, at least we were able to do this well. This took place back on April 25th at Tregono Hills Park. And just that whole thing about tying the microchipping in, and then you did the demonstration with the stuffed animal, you know, for the kids. Because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt the animal to have them microchipped. That's the point.
And it's the law now.
Exactly. You got to do it. And we had Eric Dishbine from our Animal Protective Services team. He was on the show last time, and he was also out there that night as well. So
big hit in the community.
Yeah. Well, good. Well done. Did you come up with that idea?
Oh, I've got people.
Okay. Well, good stuff. Well, Councilman, let's talk about some things that are upcoming. A little more serious event. This is the Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony. It's going to take place on Thursday, May 22nd. That, of course, Police Memorial Park is in your ward. Near
Reopening.
And yeah, that's right. Talk about that a little bit.
About a year it was closed, and a big allocation of funds were committed to rehab the park, about 25 years old and never been really given a facelift. So we got a lot of new stuff. Yeah. And this will be our first event, the Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony, where we read the names of every officer that's fallen from Southern Nevada in the past. There's a 21-gun salute and a flyover.
It's a great ceremony, solemn, but it's moving.
Very appropriate.
You know, Councilwoman, I know people who've lost relatives who have fallen in the line of duty, and their relatives, they come back every year to that. And some of these folks have been gone many years, but their relatives still return year after year after year. So it can't help but just tug on your heart. So.
Oh, I bring the tissue box.
Yeah. So again, folks, that's going to be Thursday, May 22nd, 6:30 arrival. The ceremony is going to start at 7. Please try to be on time for that. It's a very solemn ceremony, and you're going to have the mayor with you.
The mayor, Sheriff McMahill, completely open to the public. Everybody can come, but very large in attendance from our law enforcement agencies.
Yeah, very good. So, and then, Councilwoman, the very next day, at Police Memorial Park. That's going to be at 7:30 on Friday evening. It's the Walk of Honor. Talk a little bit about what that is.
First time event. In the morning of, we and hopefully 100 of my best friends will show up and plant over 6,000 American flags in the Greenbelt area of Police Memorial Park. We'll have a walking path right in the middle that will not be flagged. And then in the evening, myself and the mayor will attend, and at 7:30 we'll have a little bit of a few remarks. We'll keep them brief, and then walk together down in the middle in that aisle of all the flags with a single candle, and people are welcome to bring a picture of a family member or a lost loved one that passed in service together, and we will, in silence, walk in memory of them.
Okay, it's a first-time event, folks, that we're doing. That's going to be on Friday, May 23rd, 7:30. And Councilwoman, you heard her. If you're so inclined, we'd love to have you help volunteer. We have 6,000 American flags to put out there. If you'd like to get involved, would that be 8:30 that morning, May 23rd, that Friday morning? Come on out. Police Memorial Park is on Cheyenne as you almost out to the 215 there. But
the more people we have, the less backbreaking it is for all of us.
Exactly. The faster the work goes. That's right. So,
and it's a beautiful sight to see so many flags in one spot.
Yeah, I think it's a photographer's paradise for our folks too. So be sure to capture that.
And we will keep the flags up. If you can't make it for our Walk of Honor ceremony, we will keep the flags up until all of Memorial Day weekend, until the evening on Monday.
Oh, great
We
to know.
take them down.
I didn't realize that.
What we learned when we did it last year, not the walk part, but the flags, that it became an Instagram spot. People would go there, take pictures with the flags behind them, and so we do hope to continue that. And now that we're leaving a walking path in between, we anticipate even more people utilizing it as the opportunity to honor our lost and
Good for you,
fallen.
Councilwoman. That's great. That's a really great gesture for the community all the way.
Be there all weekend.
Yeah. Speaking of great gestures, I love this too. Coming up on Saturday, June 7th, you're having something called a Dazzle Prom, 4 to 7. This is going to take place out on Azure Drive. What is a Dazzle Prom exactly?
Well, Dazzle Prom, we named it ourselves, and it is a prom for those with diverse abilities and maybe some special needs. Anybody can come. We are capped out around 300, and maybe even our ladies can expand if we have people beyond that. And a chaperone is welcome as well. And we'll have dinner for them. There's tiaras, there are crowns. It's going to be amazing.
First time event on this too.
First time event, but I have a feeling this one's gonna really land and have a great turnout, and we'll probably make it annual if I have my say.
Yeah, this sounds great. I've got a nephew who has autism, and it would have been nice if something like this, when he was younger, could have taken place, because oftentimes he was excluded from those kinds of things.
Correct. Correct.
Well, this is terrific. So the Dazzle Prom is going to be June 7th. That's Saturday night, 4 to 7, 170 Azure Drive, and
it's not far from Centennial High School in Ward 4.
Yeah, exactly. So what a great gesture too. For those maybe who it's going to be special all the way around. So I love it. And then, Councilwoman, we're talking 4th of July already?
I know. It's fast approaching, though.
Blast off in the Basin. It was a huge success last year. Let's do it again.
Over 10,000 attendance. I hope we hit 15 this year. It was a great experience, and we have programming on both ends. That's at Wayne Bunker and in the Basin. The Basin is really where I encourage all the kids to come. We give them glow stick necklaces, and you can also bring your own. It's a glow stick firework extravaganza.
Yeah, it sure is. This is going to be, of course, 7 o'clock on the 4th of July. Buckskin Basin, if you're not exactly familiar, it's at 7350 Buckskin Avenue. It's kind of near Cheyenne and Tenaya-ish, out in that area, roughly.
100%.
And boy, this is a great event. It was huge last year. And we really love that you're doing this, because folks, instead of shooting off the illegal fireworks in your neighborhood and scaring everybody and their brother, including all the neighbors' pets, come to this and enjoy it. It's free.
Let us do the thing. We'll buy the fireworks. You bring your coolers are welcome. Bring your snacks. Bring your kids. Bring your grandma. Everybody's invited. It's a great family fun event. We keep the programming light. We've got marching bands. We've got it all. Fire engines, flags, the whole thing. It's very Americana at the best.
It's very good stuff. And you've got the mayor partnering with you on this, coming out for that, and then also Councilwoman Bruni.
We've always done that one together, but the mayor is a new addition. She'll be there, and come check it out. It's the best place in Southern Nevada to celebrate the 4th of July.
Last year, huge. The first time was last year, right? Huge success, 10,000 people. So this year, now that people are getting the sense of it, it's gonna be. I think you're gonna get well more than 15,000. So.
And the only place where the fireworks is choreographed with music.
Yes, talk about that a little bit. So you turn on the radio station and...
You can, yes. We have a partnership with Sunny...
106.5?
106.5, and you could turn on the radio station. If you live in the area, have any friends, watch it from your back porch with in concert with the music. You can stay in your air conditioning and look out that big picture window.
You heard it here, folks. There's the way around the heat that night. So, well, Councilwoman, that's good stuff. So thank you so much. Exciting. And I love a lot of this stuff is first time or second year that you've been doing this. So some good traditions going on out there. All right. Well, we are just about out of time. I want to tell everybody out there, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Polensky, you can give her a call. The number is 702-229-2524. Or you can send her an email. Her address is fpolensky@lasvegasnevada.gov. You can also visit the Ward 4 website or subscribe to the Councilwoman's newsletter. You can do that by scanning that QR code on the screen and also during the closing credits at the end of the show. And that newsletter's got a lot of great information in it, so I want to tell everybody about that. So great job. I can't wait to talk about all this when you're back 6 weeks from now.
You got it. I'll be here.
All right. We'll talk about Knox boxes too. That will have happened. And we're excited. We hope a lot of people come to Sun City on May 29th to learn about that program. So see if they qualify as well. Councilwoman, great to see you. We'll see you in 6 weeks. And folks, don't miss our next show beginning on May 15th with Ward 2 Councilwoman Victoria Seaman. City of Las Vegas TV is streaming now. You can catch all of our shows on YouTube at City of Las Vegas TV. You can also watch online at lasvegasnevada.gov/connect. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
Congratulations to our City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Irene Cedillo. Irene works hard to keep our community safe when emergencies hit. She manages the city's Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT. With CERT, the city has a team of professional volunteers ready to support first responders and get help to residents quickly. As a volunteer coordinator, Irene has organized dozens of events, trainings, presentations, and much more to keep the CERT team ready. Irene manages the team for all of Clark County and serves as a facility and events coordinator. For all your hard work to make our community a safer place to live, we honor Irene Cedillo as our City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
To pose, now shush. She makes the sound she makes to calm me down. Oh.
Keeping you connected for 25 years, you're watching City of Las Vegas TV.
Hi there, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I'm Crystal Allen, coming to you on a very beautiful day inside of Symphony Park. Well, it was an era of disco, bell-bottoms, afros, and Farrah Fawcett hair. Of course, we're talking about the 70s. We're jumping into the time machine and taking you back. We want to give you a sneak preview of our latest Las Vegas documentary, 70s Style.
The 70s was one of the most exciting times, I think, in our history.
It was kind of a rough and tumble town.
Ooh, polyester.
I wore the mini skirts and boots like everybody else.
People wore their hair long. I wore my hair long.
You had the women's movement, and then you had the civil rights movement, and you had the counterculture.
The 70s was a time when we were assessing, okay, where are we? Where are we going? How are we going to get there?
Beautiful music, beautiful. Okay.
And a big thank you to the Commission for the Las Vegas Centennial for making these popular documentaries possible. You can catch them all on City of Las Vegas TV's YouTube page. We're standing outside the cultural crown jewel of Symphony Park. Of course, that would be the Smith Center. And for the first time, it played host for a very special night for the City of Las Vegas. Let's go inside. Well, now we're inside the Smith Center for the Performing Arts. It is indeed an incredible venue and an amazing backdrop for the State of the City address. In fact, it was Mayor Shelley Berkeley's first State of the City address. But as we're going to show you, she is a mayor that has accomplished a lot of firsts in her life. Let's take a look. Do you want to take a look at the picture?
Oh, mercy.
Folder, take a look. Just take a look at the smaller picture. In that.
Yes, yes, yes. I most certainly do.
It was 1953. Mayor Shelley Berkeley, known then as Rochelle Levine, was just 2 years old.
You could tell even at an early stage I loved clothes. So here I am in a little hat and a coat with a purse and matching shoes.
And to this day,
my staff calls me a fashionista. My matching game is always on point.
she's still a fashionista at heart.
Nothing has changed.
Take a look at Mayor Berkeley's life, and you'll notice a common theme. She's a woman who's accomplished many firsts. Moving to Las Vegas at the age of 13, she was the first in her family to graduate from high school and college, attending Valley High School and UNLV.
It didn't matter if my sister and I were pretty popular. Of course, we were both, but I have to say that. It mattered that you got good grades in school so you could make something of yourself.
And she definitely made a name for herself in school. Graduating with honors, she became the first woman to serve as student body president at UNLV. Her next step? Law school. Despite some challenges, she was not deterred.
I didn't have two nickels to rub together and, showed up at law school. Here I am. Every summer I came home from law school and I was cocktailing in those days. I worked in the casinos. I don't want to get myself in trouble, but the IRS wasn't really looking at tips at the time. And so I made enough money in the 8 weeks that I was home cocktailing to pay my whole way through the whole year, following year from law school.
Her plan? Become a lawyer and one day run for office. 6 years into that law career and pregnant with her first son, she was elected to the Nevada legislature in 1982. After serving 2 years in the legislature, she achieved another first. Mayor Berkeley became the first woman to represent Nevada's 1st congressional district in the United States House of Representatives. She served for 14 years.
seeing how the trajectory of my life, I am very proud. I've left a legacy in the community in my hometown, and that is very, very special.
And now, another first for Mayor Berkeley. She recently delivered her first State of the City address at the Smith Center. Since taking office, she's been vocal about her priorities for the city.
I am loving every minute of the 14-hour days, 7-day weeks that I have been working on behalf of my wonderful hometown.
Since taking office, Mayor Berkeley has been committed to tackling the issues on which she campaigned. First,
the Badlands is settled. A 9.5-year nightmare is over, and the city can now move forward. Lennar has purchased the Badlands Golf Course and will build 1,440 homes on land that is now a giant empty hole.
Next,
Cashman is under contract for slightly over $36 million. Lennar, once again, is the purchaser with plans to build workforce housing on the property.
Another priority, protecting animals. It's an issue
due in large part to bad human behavior. Abuse, abandonment, and neglect of animals is unacceptable in our city. To this end, on May 9th and 10th, the city is partnering with 2 rescues to ensure that we provide free spay and neutering to people who would like to have this service for their pets.
The mayor says the city is also aggressively tackling backyard breeding. Another complicated challenge for our city, homelessness.
Human beings should not be living on the streets. I am committed to doing everything I can to help the homeless and protect our residents and visitors alike. In early June, I plan to start meeting with the shelters and groups that work with the homeless to devise a plan to get the homeless off the streets and be able to lead more productive lives in our great city.
When it comes to moving the city forward, the mayor spoke on economic growth and development, starting with Symphony Park. New developments like the AC Marriott and the Element Hotel by Westin, the Southern Land Company's 22-story apartment tower, all set to open later this year. There's the groundbreaking of Cello's 32-story tower, adding residential, shopping, dining, and office space, as well as plans for a new art museum. The mayor says it's just the start of many exciting projects to come. Speaking of new projects, there's Civic Center, a new addition to City Hall,
which will bring almost all of our city services to one location in downtown, where well over 1,000 of our dedicated city staff will be working. In addition, the plaza will provide a large gathering place for our city residents. We are creating a fantastic space for concerts and festivals and community celebrations, like perhaps another Stanley Cup victory party. How perfect!
And sprinkled throughout the mayor's address, some lighthearted life moments from the Golden Knights.
And by the way, these overtime victories are killing me.
It was indeed a very special night. Hey, and don't worry, if you didn't catch the entire State of the City address this time around, you can always watch it again on the City of Las Vegas TV's YouTube page.
Coming up, everything is in bloom. From an urban farm offering an oasis in a food desert to a new restaurant called The Blooming Bistro, where young people are getting a second chance. Stay with us.
Selfie. Nailed it.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching City Beat. I'm your host, Crystal Allen. Well, there's a grassroots organization growing deep roots in the 89106. It's called the Obodo Collective. Obodo actually means community in Igbo. That's the native language of the Igbo tribe of Nigeria. This stunning mural adorns the outside of a new grocery store. We'll tell you a little bit more about the mural a little later, but first the story of this grocery store, how it's connected to the Obodo Collective, an organization fighting multi-generational poverty in the community.
Well, I'm Tamika Henry, the Executive Director here at the Obodo Urban Farm. We're located here in the historic West Side, right in the heart of the 89106, and this is the Obodo Urban Farm, so I welcome you.
This half-acre of land was once a deserted lot.
Yeah, you gotta come and see what's growing on at the Obodo Collective.
It's now a blossoming and bountiful urban farm.
The thing I love about this the most is that each little flower, it tastes just like onion. Tastes just like chopped onion without the tears.
There's corn, cabbage, even tomatoes.
Oh no, who gonna taste this one?
Along with various types of lettuce like spinach and kale.
So even with the kale, like we don't use any pesticides out here. And to make sure that things are safe for our community, you know, I'm on quality control. So I'll come out here, break it, taste it, and see how it is.
That quality control extends to the 23 fruit trees along the perimeter of the garden. And now all the fresh produce has a place to be proudly displayed. The Obodo Greengrocer. It's an oasis of hope in this food desert, a place where 1 in 5 families struggle to put food on the table.
The amount of impact that we've been able to have through this time has been, you know, it's been life-changing for some, and we just want to continue to do that.
It's located at 1300 C Street between Owens and Washington in the historic West Side community. It's an extension of the Obodo Collective, which starts by meeting basic needs like freshly grown food to the community. This outreach builds trust, allowing them to help families, or neighbors as they call them, create pathways from poverty to prosperity.
You know, we provide them food and we build more relationships with them. We realize that they have additional struggles and challenges around housing, around financial security, around the need for childcare so they can go to work.
The nonprofit connects families to emergency resources for things like rent and long-term solutions like workforce training and childcare assistance. As for the food in the grocery store, there are no price checks. It's all donation-based.
Because we don't want anyone to walk away feeling that they couldn't afford it.
The Obodo Collective and now the Obodo Greengrocer is staying rooted in the mission to grow a healthy oasis in this food desert.
It's good. It's yummy. Y'all gotta come have some.
Well, from the farm to the table, that's a perfect segue to our next story. There's a new local spot called the Blooming Bistro. It's near Rancho in Charleston. It's serving up delicious dishes with a side of hope. Let's check it out.
I want this to be a space of hope. Not only for those that work here, but for the entire community.
The Blooming Bistro is a restaurant with a mission.
It was so enjoyable to walk in. I had 2 really bright, youthful faces greet me.
It offers young people like Jennifer Briones a second chance.
I was in recovery. I still am.
And provides young adults with no job experience a starting point. Just ask Carlos Ramos.
Not only do I get to become more independent with myself, I get to see what type of different job routes I could take.
For Briones, this opportunity is keeping her on track and helping her blossom into a working professional.
I'm still smiling and I still have my hospitality voice at home.
The hospitality inside the Blooming Bistro was well received on this busy afternoon.
We were checked on multiple times, brought really delicious food.
One of the menu items, a crowd favorite, especially with this patron. Ward 1 City Councilman Brian Knutson is enjoying a dish named in his honor, the Knutson Bowl.
Lots of vegetables, delicious rice. I got the salmon add-on. I highly recommend anybody come in here, get an add-on.
It's a thank you to the City of Las Vegas and the councilman who represents the ward the restaurant calls home.
If you're watching this, I'd encourage you to get it because I want it to keep my name on it.
1, 2, 3. The
cutting for the restaurant. Co-owner Samantha Steele says the city has been there every step of the way as it worked to open its doors to locals and tourists.
I like to say come in and enjoy, your delicious meal in here, because what is happening is you're nourishing your body but feeding your soul.
And at the same time,
we want this space to be a space of awareness, a space of hope, a space of prevention, a space of lifting stigma.
We took a tour with Steele toward the back of her restaurant, where the mood takes a more measured tone, tackling the struggles of drug and alcohol disorders.
And here we have our in honor of
a door covered with celebrities who struggled with or lost their lives to substance or alcohol abuse.
On the back side of the wall, we have the in celebration of
celebrities who are in recovery or working each day to stay there. Steele also has Narcan and fentanyl testing strips